Okay. Thank you for staying with us until the closing ceremony. I know it's always tempting, especially when we travel a long way to come to a country, to use that time to go and do some tourism. So thank you for coming here. We have a very light agenda because we're all looking forward to go to Hobbit Town, I believe. So the first thing we're going to do, the most important thing for you, is to give the awards. Then I will thank a lot of people, but I promise I'll do it quickly. And then we'll talk about ISWC 2021 and ISWC 2020. So, first of all, the awards. So the way we're going to do that, I'm going to call the track chair that are responsible for this award because they are the one who did the enormous job of running the track and, in the end, choosing the nominees and the winners. And so the first and very important chairs are the one for the research paper. I call Olaf and Chiara for the best research paper and the best student paper. So you have the control and you have the mic over there.
Right. So before giving the awards, just a couple of words of about the process. So what we did, in line with what was done in the previous editions, was to obviously focus on the best papers from the reviewer's perspective, but also we discussed explicitly best paper nominees in the SPC calls. So basically we asked also the PCs to present or have a, let's say, motivation for those papers and why, apart from being good papers, they were really good candidates for research paper nominees. Then, obviously, as usual, they were kept secret. Now you can see them. But anyway, they were kept secret until now. And we also, let's say, observed the presentation, the reaction of the community to the paper in order to evaluate, let's say, how central, how important, what's the impact of the paper in the community. So the three best paper research nominees are validating shackle constraints over a SPARQL endpoint, absorption-based query answering for expressive description logics, and RDF Explorer, a visual query building for semantic web knowledge graph. And you can see also the authors on the slides, so I won't make mistakes in pronouncing surnames. And the winner is Julian Corman, Fernando Florenzano, Juan Reiter,
Congratulations. Okay. You need to grow one arm.
Congratulations.
Okay, nice. Okay. Thank you.
And then it's also a nice tradition that in addition to the best research paper, we also have a best student paper in the research track, for which we also have 3 nominees that are listed here. And also here, the winner is 2 winners. So one is how to make latent factors interpretable by feeding factorization machines with knowledge graphs by Vitor, Walter Anelli, Tommaso Di Noia, yes, Eugenio, Azura, and Josef. And then we have RDF Explorer by Hernan, Carlos, Aidan, and Claudia. So please come to the stage.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's a picture.
That's
stage. So next up is the in-use track. The in-use track is to distinguish the use of semantic web technologies in the, let's say, real world. Isabel and I, we decided to highlight 4 particular papers that would be nominees for best paper. The first paper is Knowledge Graph Embeddings for Ecotoxicological Effect Prediction. Second is a pay-as-you-go methodology to design and build enterprise knowledge graphs from relational databases. The third, improving editorial workflow and metadata quality at Springer Nature. And the fourth was use of OWL and semantic web technologies at P-Interest. And the winner is use of OWL and semantic web technologies at P-Interest. Okay, so we'll take a photo. Yeah, let's do that. Somebody got.
So, of course, this one doesn't go on Twitter, but on Pinterest, please.
Yes. Both.
Thank you.
So as per the case of the research track, we also decided to award a student paper for in-use. So the nominations were Knowledge Graph Embeddings for Ecotoxicological Effect Prediction and Improving Editorial Workflow and Metadata Quality at Springer Nature. And we decided that the best paper this year would be Knowledge Graph Embeddings for Ecotoxicological The alcohol is the students, but you might share the wine with you. Yes, nicely. Sounds good. This is real. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Picture?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. So we're now moving to the resource track. Resource track. Thank you so much for stepping in.
So, for the for the resource paper this year, we had 3 candidate papers: ARCO, the Italian Cultural Heritage Knowledge Graph; COCON 101, Cloud Computing Ontology for Price and Performance Comparison; Making Study Population Visible to Knowledge Graph; and VLOG, a rule engine for knowledge graph. And the winner is VLOG, a rule engine for knowledge graph, by David Carral, Irina D'Agoste, Larry Gonzalez, Serial Jacobs, Marcus Kotz, and Jacopo Urbani.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Congrats, Jacopo.
Thanks. Thank you.
We can hold them all.
Good luck. Thank you. Congrats. I now want to call the co-chairs of the poster and demos on stage, please. Let's do it.
So we have 4 best poster paper nominees, and I would like to explicitly refer to the criteria for selecting these candidates. These candidates were selected not based on votes. Votes are used to select the best paper, but not the nominees. So the nominees were selected based on the review scores and the nominations by the reviewers, and also whether they participated in the minute management session. So that's how we selected these nominees. So we have 4 best poster paper nominees: conference version 3.0, a populated version of the conference dataset, parsing natural language sentences into robot actions toward predicting impact of changes in involving knowledge graphs, and towards a concurrent approximate description logic reasoning. So the winner is partially based on the votes and also partially based on the discussions during the session, and also the votes particularly from the PC members and other criteria. Okay, I like to refer to that again. Well, so the winner is toward predicting impact of changes involving knowledge.
One for you. One for you. Congrats. Thank you.
So, with respect to demos, we have the same criteria for deciding nominees, and we have 3 papers candidates for the first demo that are Smart Topics Minor 2, Improving Proceedings Retrievability at the Springer Nature. I don't know how to pronounce this name. Validating a SPARQL query, a SPARQL endpoint against recursive SQL constraints, and demonstration of a customizable representation model for graph-based visualization of ontology, Gizmo. And the winner is demonstration of a customizable representation model for graph-based visualization of ontology, Gizmo.
Sure. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now, for the first time, we have one last track, which is the reproducibility track. Michael, please.
Okay, so maybe first about the reproducibility track. This is a bit of a track where the people involved, the reproducers, do a lot of work. Yeah, it means they basically redo your paper. Yes, they try the experiment. So maybe first, before we do anything else, there are a couple of people here who did the reproducibility for papers. Could you actually just stand up for a second? A couple of people did it. There are a couple here. 1, 2, and the rest should be that is not here. Okay, there's one more. So just a small round of applause for those people, please. So we got 11 papers submitted. Of these, at the moment, 8 papers are completely reproduced, meaning that all the experiments have been redone. So will be updated on the program as well. But negative news in a sense that only 3 of those 8 papers required no interaction with the authors to reproduce. That means basically that these 5 other papers, they required some interaction, some extra parameters which were missing, some data sets which were missing. And this, the message which comes out of that is basically that everyone should participate in this kind of effort, okay? Because that means basically if you participate in this effort, you can get to a level that you become reproducible, yeah? Because and that means that people can reuse your research for their own work. So in the next Semantic Web Conference, we will have, again, a reproducibility track. Also in other Semantic Web venues, there will be reproducibility initiatives. So I really want you to participate there. They also need more reproducers, so meaning people who want to reproduce other people's work. So I suggest you basically contact the chairs if you're interested in doing that type of work. Okay, so because they also need more people. Okay, so then about this year, so besides the nice presents you're going to get in the certificate, we also get a €1,000 cash prize for the best reproducible paper, let's say. So, and it says without further ado, so I maybe stop talking. The best reproducible paper is this one. This is Andreas Streifner. So I have to short advertise that. So the award is supported by the Elsevier AI Lab in Amsterdam. So you get some more stuff.
Good luck. Okay. So we're finished with the award. There's something I really, really want to do now is to thank the entire team who worked on this conference, the 26 members of the OC, the numerous members of the local team. So the way I want to do that is that I'm going to give your name, you stand up, and you say standing while the rest of the room applauds you. So I repeat, I'm going to give the names, you stand up, you stay up, and the room continues to applaud you until we finish with the list. Shall we start? It's easier than an ARCA. Huh? So first of all, I'd like Jean and Jill to stand up because they did a great job at organizing locally the conference. Please stand up. Then I want to add Ian. Ian, please stand up as the Suiza member. Ian, stand up, please. Chiara, Olaf, please stand up. Alejandra, Michael, Isabel, Aidan, Maria, Wojtek, Annalisa, Christoph, Claudia, Lalana, Sofia, Hidaki, Marie-Carmen, Dong, Cheng, Valentina, Gianluca, Axel, Miao, Mauro, Oshani, Bruce, Irene, Armin, Maria, Abi, Jihe, Mariabel, Andrea, Valentina, Fuhad, Nasha, Lai, Cedric, Oxy. Thank you, all of you. You made that conference. I also want to thank the keynotes and the panel participants. The choice we made, and I made when choosing this keynote, I wanted a balance between academia and industry, between topics that are at the center of our community and topics that are not, but have an impact and a link on it. And I think they did a great job at covering the scope I had given us. So really a big thanks to our keynote and to the panelists. Okay. One thing I would do for Ian, for the sake of time, but it's a work that has been done by Suiza on the meeting on Sunday, is to announce where we will be in 2021. And so in 2021, you will all be taking a plane to Albany, USA, in the New York State. And the organizer of the conference will be the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute there. And they will be welcoming us for ISWC 2021. And now it's my official duty to close ISWC 2019. It is finished. And to hand this to the team of the following year, that is to say, to invite you to go from Auckland to Athens.
Thank you. Can you hear me, or should I use a microphone? So unfortunately, Lalana Kagal, that is the General Chair for ISWC 2020, couldn't be here. So you're stuck with me. I'm Valentina Tamma, and I'm the Research Track Program Co-Chair with Jeff Pan, that is somewhere in the audience. So, about Athens. While we all know something about Athens, Athens is the historic capital of Europe, and is probably the place where the word ontology was used for the first time, which is a very good thing for this community. But we have a short video that will give you very good reasons for coming to Athens in 2020. That should be enough motivation. However, if I can point out some more salient points, as you know, Athens is the birthplace of democracy, where architecture was born, where philosophy was born, pretty much everything was born. And it has a very vibrant cultural life and nightlife, and is also famous for its food, its people, and cultural events, history, and art. The people of Athens are very welcoming, and they will be very hospitable and ready to welcome you next year when you attend ISWC 2020. And the local chairs wanted me to point out that the weather is going to be particularly mild, even if ISWC this year will take place from the 2nd to the 6th of November, so a little bit later than usual. The weather is still meant to be nice and sunny, which will give you the opportunity to take advantage of being in Athens outside the schedule of the conference, of course, because there is a very efficient transportation network that will allow you to go from the conference center that is located a few kilometers from the Acropolis to the center of town. But, leaving Athens aside, we have a wonderful team that is going to organize the next conference, and hopefully is going to be as good as the organizing team of this one, which is a very tough act to follow. The general chair, as I mentioned, is Lalana Kagal, and we have the three local chairs, Manolis Kourbarakis, Dimitrios Plexousakis, and George Voros. I'm not going to go through the name of the track chairs. You will find them on the website that is already up, and you should be able to find there all the information about the call for paper and the deadlines shortly. I just want to point out that the conference will take place in the Megaron Athens International Conference Center. That is a state-of-the-art conference center, as I said, quite close to town, so you will have the opportunity to enjoy the conference and enjoy Athens. So the last thing to say is then thank you very much, and I hope to see you all numerous in Athens. Thank you.
So before you all run away, I wanted to, and I guess you too, we all should thank our wonderful general chair. You did such an amazing job as well. It was a smooth process from the beginning to the end. If you would ask me to work with you again on this, I would immediately say yes. Thanks a lot.